Oh my gosh, you guys are back. I love it. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's not evening, afternoon. Man, my time's all over the place. Let's get into it, everybody. Let's talk blades. That's what we're into today. Cold Steel Range Boss. Yes, this is a budget folder. You guys know that I was throwing a lot of hate towards a knife that I don't really hate, but also don't like. The Cold Steel Luzon. But this right here, the Range Boss, Cold Steel Range Boss, I like this knife. I really, really do. Go ahead and look at the specs. You got that right there. 4 inches. The blade steel is this weird thing right here. 4116SS. I'm not too familiar with that. But everything else, I mean, the handle's made of Zyx. That's that military grade plastics jargon, right? So this is what it is. It's a very generic box. You got your warranty information, Cold Steel, anytime, anywhere, Triad lock. You know, I remember when Cold Steel used to say sharpest knives in the world, or world's sharpest knives, or something like that. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. They've changed. They really have. They really, really have. But hey, this is what you get, right? Pay the money, you get the knife. So, I've been carrying this knife for the better half of about a year or so, on and off. I really like this knife. This knife saw a lot of pocket time, and I'll tell you why. One, it is affordable. I think this knife is what, $40, something to that effect, somewhere around that range, if I remember correctly. And yes, this is the Dark Earth, I believe. Excuse me, had to burp there. Dark Earth, and I like their handle. It's grippy like G10, and I really like that. The only thing I don't like is how it tears up my pockets, and I think that's one of the reasons why this knife doesn't really see too much pocket time, because of how aggressive it is, and it's not very nice to jeans, and jeans are pretty damn durable for what they are, you know? And yeah, so just be aware of that. Oh, it's also kind of a pain in the butt to put in the pockets. No, I did not bend this down, for those of you who know that I do this with my Spyderco pocket clips. This actually came really, really, really low, and that is kind of a pain in the butt to get in and out of pants. Pockets. Cool thing is you can switch this thing from right to left hand carry. The only problem is it's only tip up, not tip down. But you do get a pretty big knife out of it. Got that nice, attractive clip point blade, and a lot of people whisper, broken skull. Yeah, I know. It kind of looks like a broken skull. And I've owned a broken skull. I have. But it disappeared. I don't know whatever happened to it. It was a broken skull, and I believe the color variation on it was either a black handle or a gray handle. I want to say it was a gray handle. Had it for a little bit, and I ended up losing it. I don't know where it went. Hopefully it'll come up. But that was back when it was CTX XHP Carpenter Steel. And I look online now, and the broken skull goes for way more than I'm willing to spend on it. So that's very sad. But that's kind of what we have. So this being a remnants of that broken skull, I think is a great knife anyway. Nice and slim carry. It really is very slim. And the blade steel to me is a bit of a question mark. I'm not very familiar with this blade steel exactly. But there it is. It's stamped there. 4116 stainless. If you can let me know what that's like. I don't really use my knives too often to beat it up to really tell you whether or not this is a great steel. I've only done that with other knives in the past. This one in particular was great for everyday carry for me, because I like carrying around a big 4-inch knife. The back lock on this knife, Triad lock for a knife of this budget is great. This proves that this is a strong enough knife that will withstand way more than its normal stuff, and that's always good to see. Nice and sharp, by the way. This blade is very sharp. I cut my finger a few times. If you can see that little notch right on my finger there, that's actually from me doing this. I will close the knife like that, one-handed, but I gotta really be sure where to put my finger so that way the ricasso hits my finger and not the blade. If my finger's way too low, it'll actually come down on my finger and I'll feel it, and I'm just like, oh, I got bit. But that's just me and my moronic side, but I really do like playing with my knives, so I'll do this a lot. I'll kneel it forward, and then I'll flip it around and then close it the rest of the way. One-handed, obviously. This thumb stud is kind of weird, but you can get to it. You just got to play with your knife a little bit and get cut a few times so that way you understand how the thumb stud, affects you. Because going from a spidey hole to a thumb stud kind of doesn't really always do the best. But I really do like the Range Boss, so much so that I'm actually considering buying a second Range Boss. I know. There's people out there that are like, why are you going to waste money on another Range Boss? I'm going to tell you why. I just like this knife. I just really, really like this knife. This is a great knife for the budget. This budget-friendly knife, this, triad lock knife, I really do enjoy very, very, very much this model. It's nice and thin. It slides in and out of the pocket very easily. It's just a great go-to knife. It really is, and it's nice and sharp. So, is it cold steel sharp, though? Well, I don't know. I was cutting, what was I cutting? I was cutting, I think it was like a clamshell package. I don't know. It glided through it like it was nothing, and the blade steel looks like it doesn't even need to be touched up at all. So I'm actually happy that this isn't HCR13 MOV trash. So I'm actually very happy about it. I think that's why I really like this knife. Like I said, the only downer to this knife is how aggressive this texture is to the pocket. This is kind of and of course how difficult it is to get it in the pocket because of how low that pocket clip sits. The lip of that is like, what is that, a width of an atom? You can't even get this into anything. But it works. Sarcasm aside, this really does work. You just got to kind of understand how, and it'll grow on you, I hope. It's not a bad knife, everybody. It's a great knife for the cost. This is under $50, I believe. And for it being what it is, this is a great knife. I really, really very much enjoy this knife. I think that they did a good job as far as keeping a budget knife, but still keeping the realm of it being a cold steel knife. And I see that embodied in this. The only thing is, when I do have it in hand, this does feel a little thin, but the grip makes up for it. So it just makes it that much easier to like it. This is kind of a softer material, so do kind of be aware of that. It's not bad. It's just, it's not G10. For those of you who are like, oh yeah, it doesn't have a lanyard hole. Yeah, well, do you want one on this? I mean, do you really? I don't. I could do away with lanyard holes. I can do away with lanyard holes altogether if I could. We'll get into the specs of this thing. I still don't have working calipers, so please, bear with me. I apologize. 3.31 ounces. This thing is under 4 ounces? What? Am I going insane? Even though I know I read it on the box? Even though I know some internet troll is going to say that I'm an idiot on my comment section? Yeah, that's pretty good. Wow. All right. Well, still, good knife. Great knife. I very much enjoy this knife. If you want a beater knife, so that way you can save your $700 precious folder for those really, really fancier times in life, then this is a great substitution as a great Am I noticing that? Yeah, that's bead blasted, isn't it? Yeah, you got that bead blasted finish on there. It's actually nice. I actually don't mind that very much. Now, this might be a steel that might not be very corrosion resistant or rust resistant. So I think I remember somebody mentioning that. I can't remember who. Somebody told me that. And they had a Range Boss. They freaking loved that thing. And I don't blame them. This is a great knife. It's fantastic. I very much enjoy carrying this knife. I'm going to purchase another one. I really am. I think I'm going to do a different color, though. I'm not going to do the same color, this dark earth color. I like the dark earth color. I do. But I'll probably opt out and do like an OD green probably next. I might. We'll see. We'll see. I really do enjoy this. Ooh, that just hit me. That's not good. But yeah, when I first got this knife, I was really excited because it brought me back to owning a broken skull. And I miss my broken skull. I wonder whatever happened to the damn thing. Watch it be stolen. Somebody stole it. Ghetto. All right, so 4 1/8 inches of reach with the blade. You got a 4-inch cutting surface on that massive honker, and a little over shy. It almost wants to be 9.5 inches, but you're looking at 9 3/8 inches overall length of that blade. Like I said, really like how thin profile that is. That really does make a difference. And this handle really does feel good. It really does. It really, really does. You got a little bit of jimping right here on the handle area, but not on the... I really wish they could have followed up and put some jimping on the actual back lock right there. But this just makes it, it's a very durable knife. If I'm like squeezing it really, really hard, the material, you can kind of feel the material kind of bowing in a little bit, but it's not anything bad. It just works. It just works. All right. It's a good knife. It's a good budget knife for what it is. And I don't know. I'm very, very happy with it. I've carried it a few times, and it's not hugely scary. A lot of the knives that I'm normally used to carrying are kind of intimidating to a lot of people. I'll bust it out, and they're like, oh, man, there he goes with his, pocket sword or pocket spear. Or, look out, he's going to pull out some, gigantic folding machete. And I'm just like, oh, come on, man, it's just a folding knife. With this looks a little bit more traditional, so when you pull this out, it being a 4-inch knife, it's not very aggressive looking. It just looks like a traditional knife, and some people, it won't have a lot of head turning. Now, if you pull out the Cold Steel Tie-Lite, the 6-inch Tie-Lite, or the counterpoint with the freaking serrations on it, or or the holdout, then yeah, you look like a freaking axe murderer with that damn thing. But this actually looks like, oh yeah, he might actually do work with that knife. He's not out to, he's not out for blood. He's just out to cut some rope and milk some cows. Range Boss. Anyways, I really do like this knife. For the budget knife that it is, this hits a home run for me, particularly because, like I said, it having the clip point, it having the handle, the thinness of it. And yes, this isn't exactly a deep carry pocket clip, but it's a steel clip, everybody. It's not that plastic pocket clip that you're used to seeing on the Luzon, on the freaking Luzon, I can't speak, I'm sorry, on the Cold Steel Luzon. And that makes a huge difference. It really does. I really do like that. No, it doesn't come with a spare pocket clip for that side, because I know you can switch it over, but it might not curve the same way, which I always thought that was a little strange. I've opened this box and I've looked inside, and when I got this knife, it never came with a second pocket clip that would go on this side, because it's supposed to it's supposed to go with the shape, right? So if I put this on this side, it's going to have like a weird curve that goes like that. It's going to be strange. It might work, it might not. I'm not going to try that right now. But this is a solid knife for the price. This is a really, really solid knife. It's really fun to play with. Like I said, I try to open and close it one-handed, and I think that's where I mess up, and I kind of just hit myself, and I'm, you know. But it's not, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just I need to be more aware of what I'm doing. That's literally it. So much. I can't put it all. This makes a really huge difference in the line of budget knives from Cold Steel. If you're kind of a picky person like I am, spend a little bit extra to get something better. Now, is the blade steel better? This blade steel better than the Luzon? I really don't know. All I know is I really don't like 8CR13 MOV. I don't. I'm sorry. I think that blade steel is terrible. I think I don't even know if 440 stainless is probably just as bad, or if not better. I really don't. I can't compare that. I really have no idea. But what I can say is that my experience with 8CR13 MOV steel, it's just, it just gets dull really quick. I've cut cardboard with it. I've even cut some rope with it, and it got dull really quick. And it just doesn't hold an edge the way that I like it to, anyway. And not to mention, sometimes I think it's a little softer than it needs to be. So you'll see some damage on the edge, even when you're just doing regular cutting with it, at least from my experience. I was just not happy with 8CR. I really don't like it. You know, but it's a blade steel and knives cut, so if you get the damn thing, you can't be too mad about it. You just go with it, you know? But this knife is good. This is a really good knife. I love the ergonomics on this thing. It's great. I really enjoy it. It fills the hand. You have a lot of real estate on that handle. You really do. So if you want to reach a little bit further, you can choke down. It's just good. It's really good. That triad lock makes a difference. That blade shape is just nice. I really do enjoy that. And I love that clip point. That, I don't know. Just makes a difference. Happy with it. It's the first budget knife I've ever felt pretty good about. So get yourself one. Feel the happy with me. If you can, go ahead and slash that like button, stab the subscribe, slash that bell icon so you guys are notified anytime I post new stuff in these craziest of times. Everybody, please be kind, be safe, carry responsibly, and I'll see you all awesome people in the next video.